When the anaesthetic wears off and the nurse sends you on your way home, you're left with the daunting task of monitoring your recovery. Don't worry, we have our very own gynaecologist expert, Dr. Anil Sharma, here to help. All the answers, you've got them. Oh, did your microphone's just fallen off?
Oh, is it?
You might want to stick that back on, otherwise we can't talk. Just whack it anywhere on the lapel. Lovely. We're talking pre and post surgery for gynaecological surgery. Is it any different to any other general type of surgery?
Not really. I mean, there's certain things that we've got to be a bit more cautious about, mainly bodily functions. But yeah, it's pretty much, some of the advice is very similar to any type of surgery. Mainly because, I mean, the nurses, I was talking to them this morning on my ward round and asking them for what answers am I going to give to people, because I don't know. And a lot of, from a nursing perspective.
Right.
And from a nursing perspective, they were very, very clear that the modern woman and modern man has got a pretty unrealistic expectation. Everyone thinks they're just going to... They think they're going to bounce back into everything straight away. And I don't know whether that's our fault as well, because we talk about keyhole surgery and all the rest of it. But the expectation in the old days was you're going to have a major operation, you're going to be in hospital for a week or two, you're going to be off work for 3 months. And now it's sort of like you're going to be back at work within a week or two.
Our lives are so different and so busy and you know, in a different way than they used to be. And so that's what's expected, is it not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the other thing, the main thing that their perspective is on, which I don't probably see as much, I interfere and I come out with advice and stuff, is bodily function. So they're saying that the two biggest problems for nurses on the ward post-operatively for gynae patients are basically number ones and number twos.
Right, and that should happen at what point?
Different for each one, obviously.
But it's quite critical, though, isn't it? Like, you can't go home until you have. It
is. And it's not so much that gynae surgery alone. Even if you have a lump taken off the back of your head, the anaesthetic even then can upset your bladder a little bit. So for the sort of more major stuff that gynae doctors do, like repairs and hysterectomies and the like, the day after surgery, the catheter comes out, and you normally would go number ones then. Don't know why I'm being so babyish about it. You'd normally have pass urine then, right? And for the bowels, it takes a bit longer, particularly if you've done a pelvic floor repair. It can be a bit sore when you go because you're pushing on the areas that have been incised and repaired. So we tend to lay it on really thick with laxatives. So my anaesthetic buddies, they always write up 3 different types of laxatives for all the patients that have repairs with me. And
you're into that straight away?
Pretty much, yeah. So, because, I mean, basically these days, for most types of gynae surgery, you can eat and drink a few hours after you wake up.
Just before we get too far down the track, preparation before going in for the surgery, what sorts of things do you need to be aware of?
Look, there's a whole list of things, and you know, ideally everyone should give up smoking. That's the first thing. I mean, that's the big message to get out there. Don't watch any adverts about smoking. Give up smoking. You know, when first our nation started banning smoking in pubs and stuff, I was a bit sort of liberal. Oh, that's a bit unfair, and it's had a really positive knock-on effect for our countries with health dollars and all the rest of it. So give up your smoking. Get fit, get healthy, lose weight. I mean, these are big asks, and these are
and these take time, obviously. It's not, you're not going to do that in the last week.
No, this is elective surgery we're talking about. But having said that, you know, there are some cardiac diets out there for patients who are going to have pretty major life-saving surgery. Even in a week or two, you can get them to lose a hell of a lot of weight. And I've done one of them just as a trial in the past.
Have you?
It's the cabbage soup diet.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Where you'd eat nothing but cabbage soup?
Absolutely. No one comes near you for a week or 2 hours. But I lost about 8 kilos in about 10 days.
That can't be a good thing, though.
No, but it was just a trial I was doing to see how patients felt when they were doing it.
Oh, wow. Once you do get home, post-operatively, I mean, you're going to need a lot of support around you. You can't go home to an empty house and expect to recover by yourself.
Sure. If you're having minor surgery, day case surgery, where you're in and out the same day, you basically need 24 hours, someone keeping an eye on you, and usually by the next day you're pretty much okay to go back to work.
Righto.
Don't drive, obviously. The anaesthetic has affected the old grey matter as well. Don't sign any important documents that your spouse puts in front of you. You know? So careful about important decisions. Don't operate any machinery. like the Hoover.
Yeah.
And pretty much ready
Brilliant.
quickly.
6 weeks off the vacuum cleaner minimum.
No, 1 or 2 days for most yeah. For the major stuff, 6 weeks, 3 months, whatever you want to pull, you can.
Yeah, of course you can.
Intermediately, it's more like about 2 weeks. So you don't want to be hoovering. You don't want to be prolonged standing in the kitchen for hours and hours. Tea and toast is okay.
Yeah.
Get the family to cook for you. Don't, give up that sort of maternal role of getting them
Be looked after
for
once.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, some of my patients have got such dependent family members. They actually cook everything for months in advance and freeze it.
Oh, to be that organised. Thank you so much, Dr. Anil.
A pleasure.
Lots of good advice. Brilliant.
Great.
If you are worried, of course, see your doctor. And there is more of Dr. Anil's advice on our website. After the break, Shortland Street's Siobhan Ruakiri delves into the deep impact of her character's scary storyline.